On average, people spend $9,000 a year on health insurance for a single person. Health insurance companies need to pay out when people are sick or injured, and insurance itself should be a little bit less expensive. How many of you have gotten sick or hurt before and had to go to the hospital? So this applies to everybody. My name is Luke Forgus, and I'm here to explain the problems with health insurance and also the solutions. Let's begin with the problems. Health insurance is really complex and confusing. It's often reported by a lot of people that they don't understand what's covered by their policies and are left behind to pay for things by themselves when they're hurt and they thought this would be covered. In an article called Navigating the Maze, a look at health insurance complexities and consumer protections, Kay Pestana states, according to the 2023 KFF Consumer Survey, more than 1/3, 36% of all insured adults said it was very difficult for them to understand what was covered by their policies. It goes up to 46% when adults asked who have policies provided by their company. The denial rates on average of insurance companies are very high. Healthcare United, one of the most used health insurance companies in America, has a denial rate of 33%. So 1/3 of all people who apply for a claim are getting denied. And then on average, all the insurance companies, it's 20%. So it's still a very high amount of people are getting denied for what they need. And that's just a little unfair. A lot of deaths are associated with health insurance as well, because people either can't afford or are not getting approved for the claims that they make. According to the article, U.S. deaths associated with insurance, the U.S. excess mortality age 20 to 64 is about 1.4 per 1,000 a year. Some of that is due to non-insurance factors, but 1 per 1,000 is attributable to insurance applied to the 190 million in this age range. That's 190,000 extra deaths per year. It's basically saying 190,000 people die, deaths that were preventable, but insurance wouldn't pay out, or they just couldn't afford insurance. Solutions. There are certified health insurance navigators that are provided by federal funding, and they'll help you for free to look at your policies and your choices on what you can get, so you know exactly what's covered. You can also advocate your claims if they're denied. Healthcare.gov states if your insurer refuses to pay a claim or ends your coverage, you have the right to appeal to the company's decision and have it renewed by a third party. This is still a difficult and lengthy process and very frustrating. It's kind of almost inhumane considering people are relying on these companies to provide for them when they're in need. Just a little bit of a visualization.
Different forms of insurance. There's car insurance, home insurance, life insurance, even pet insurance. Most of these insurance policies work well and are fairly priced, but there is one glaring exception: health insurance. Only health insurance becomes more complicated and more expensive at the same time. So the obvious question is, why?
That just kind of showed that out of all the insurances, it's really only a problem with health insurance. It's kind of the outlier compared to everything else. In conclusion, health insurance companies charge way too much and deny way too often, and are very complex and confusing. The statistic I gave at the start of my speech, on average, people spend $9,000 a year on health insurance for a single person, was to just show that people spend a lot of money on these companies and rely on them just to not even be able to get the help they need when they needed it. And that's kind of messed up. Thank you for your time.